Hi, we're group 26. This is our presentation on BitTorrent. I'm Caitlin Finnerty.
I'm Jordan Thomas.
I'm Rebecca Roberg.
I'm Jacob Castaldi.
I'm Kwang-Min Zhang.
Awesome. So this is our presentation on BitTorrent. What is BitTorrent? BitTorrent is one of the most popular peer-to-peer file transferring protocols. Its users can share and download files really quickly and for free, which isn't always seen with other file sharing protocols that are out there on the internet. And something that's clear to establish is that it's a protocol, it's not a program in and of itself. And so BitTorrent has a lot of companies called clients that use BitTorrent protocol to mobilize their programs that they want to run. And BitTorrent's mission statement is to create advanced, innovative technologies to efficiently deliver large files across the internet. What is peer-to-peer file transferring? Users of BitTorrents can download small files that are of the larger file that they want to download. So say if you want to download a movie file, you would download one small portion, another computer on the other side of the country would download one small portion, and you would all share the files, those small files with each other in order to form the larger file that you want to download. So it makes it a lot faster, and it minimizes the amount of bandwidth that you have to use to view your content. And it all takes place online. There's no physical, tangible aspects to it. It's all online. The more popular a large file, video, audio, or software file, the faster and cheaper it can be shared with BitTorrent.
Okay, so Bron Cohen created BitTorrent in April of 2001 and released the first available version on July 2nd of 2001. So Cohen developed BitTorrent due to an inclination that the future of the internet is meant for large file sharing, and that protocol HTTP would not be able to keep up. And then Eric Klinker became the CEO of BitTorrent in 2008, but Cohen is still the chief scientist of the company.
Here's our video on BitTorrent Sync.
So I just finished filming a large project in LA that I need to deliver to my client in New York. Now in the past, delivery was always such a headache. I had limited options like pricey upload services or physically mailing hard drives, but that's all behind me now, thanks to BitTorrent Sync. With BitTorrent Sync, I can sync folders with huge files across as many devices as I want, including computers, tablets, a NAS drive, and even smartphones. All I need to do is select which folder I want to sync and let the BitTorrent magic do its work. Now, every time I add videos, photos, or documents to that folder, the content becomes available on all connected devices. This means my client can have easy access to all of the project's digital files, including any edits and changes I might make. BitTorrent Sync also makes it easy for me to work on the go with my tablet or smartphone. I need to view the photos from a previous shoot. Using my smartphone, I can browse the files that are on my computer back in the office and select which ones I want to open. Or I can just sync the entire folder to my phone. BitTorrent Sync has so many different uses. My mom has been hounding me for weeks to send her my vacation photos from last month. That's almost 1,000 photos. But with BitTorrent Sync, all I need to do is add the photos to our synced folder, and she can view them whenever she wants. And the best part about it, it's completely free, and there's no limits. So Mom, here you go.
So BitTorrent Sync is a secure way to share large files between two devices without reliance on the cloud. It offers improved and innovative security measures such as encrypted connections. And also, when someone tries to open a file of yours, the viewer is notified and they can either accept or deny it. And then it also ensures that files will never be duplicated on third-party servers.
The uses and profit of the BitTorrent profits all of the 6 billion ads that make it onto their sites each month. And BitTorrent has 100 million monthly active users and 400,000 per day. BitTorrent accounts for 20 to 40% of daily internet traffic. That's pretty much. And like all boys and men between the ages of 16 and 24, they account for the majority of BitTorrent's users. In Europe, BitTorrent is the almost dominate the internet traffic consumers. Okay, the competition, Google Drive and Dropbox, such as cloud service, are similar file sharing programs with the BitTorrent sync, but do not come close BitTorrent's widespread uses. Google Drive and Dropbox are there's a pros of Google Drive and Dropbox that allows automatically backup functions to users. But BitTorrent, unlike Google Drive and Dropbox, there's no limit of the file capacity, so it's free and unlimited capacity.
Okay, so the illegality of BitTorrent. In 2010, Princeton University conducted a study that found that 99% of the files shared on the website were infringing on copyright law, and the most popular files downloaded on BitTorrent are movies and TV shows. You might think that there would be some illegal repercussions for this site, and in fact there are. It just happens to be for the users as opposed to BitTorrent, because the site itself isn't illegal, just the sharing of illegal files is illegal. So the biggest case up to date is the Expendables case in 2011. Expendables is a very big grossing action movie. In 2011, 23,000 users were sued by the United States Copyright Group and the production company New Image for illegal use of BitTorrent to download the Expendables. This is the largest file sharing lawsuit ever conducted in the world, and currently up to 2011 there's been 140,000 BitTorrent users sued for some case, but only 23,000 were with the Expendables case. The average individual lawsuit in the Expendables case was 3,000, but in theory you could have been sued for over 100,000. Basically what ended up happening was that the judge in the case decided that the long-arm statute wouldn't cover non-Washington DC residents because the case was filed in DC. So that would mean that 99% of the cases were dismissed because most of the citizens obviously couldn't live in DC if it's a global site. So the plaintiffs ended up deciding to drop the case because they realized they only had a few handful portion of the cases that they could have had. So they just dropped the case without really much reason but besides that, because they didn't really think that they could get much money. And this is really setting a strong precedent and message, because as being the largest case to date, you would expect some legal outcome to arise, but there was no case there. So that's really sending a message that it's going to be very difficult to hold people accountable for illegal downloads on BitTorrent.
Okay, so as for current events, BitTorrent is now available to download on smartphones as a remote app. What this does is this allows people to start downloads which will automatically sync to their computers while on the go. So say you're at work, stuck in traffic, at the grocery store running errands, you'll be able to get this done, so by the time you get home, the downloads that you so desire to watch, play, use will be on your computer and available. In addition, as seen with Netflix and Hulu, BitTorrent is becoming more TV-oriented. This allows users to watch their favorite programs right on their TV as you would with Netflix. However, BitTorrent's free, so they won't have to pay that monthly subscription, thus giving it a bit of an advantage over the Netflixes. And even Hulu, even though it's a free version, BitTorrent offers way more options, as anyone can download whatever movie, TV show, anything that they want for other users to use. Another example of how BitTorrent's expanding their media variations is books, bands, authors, TV producers. They're coming to BitTorrent to release their products. One example of this is Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Chef. He partnered with Barnes & Noble's initially, but they rejected his book. Then he released it on BitTorrent. It became a New York Times bestseller. Really started a trend. People saw this happening and were eager to post their products and their creations on BitTorrent. Another example is Linkin Park, a very famous band. They're actually scheduled to release one of their new albums on BitTorrent rather than going with programs such as iTunes. The purpose of this is, while they may not be getting that 99 cents per download, they feel BitTorrent gives them enough exposure and publicity that they'd rather release it on there to get their name out, to get a reputation about their product out. And this could start a serious trend that we see in both the music industry as well as the TV industry, authors, any form of media, really. And there are discussion questions.
Okay, so our discussion questions for the class. The first one is, our group hadn't heard of BitTorrent before. How many of you have heard of BitTorrent, and how many of you have actually used it, and what have you used it for? Our second
question is, Graham Cohen was quoted saying, "My goal here is to kill off television." Our question for you is, do you think BitTorrent is successful in doing this, or do you think another platform is more responsible for this?
So 99% of files shared on BitTorrent infringe on copyrights. How do you feel about BitTorrent monetizing this?
The last question is, to prevent illegal download, Paramount Film Company released the tunnel into BitTorrent for free, but they gave people an option to buy a frame, $1 each of the movie. It's called 135K project because total like 135,000 frame. If you watch the movie, will you buy that frame?
All right, so that's our presentation. We'll let you ponder those questions, and we hope you enjoyed.